Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 1, Dundee 0 in a classic encounter at Dens Park. Join myself, Oxford, on the show. It's GB.
Aye, Ox, it was definitely a classic, mate. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I've got to say, I was talking to somebody just briefly there before we come on, and he said he's quite a wise man, and he said that arguably that was one of our worst performances under Stevie G, and I'm struggling to argue with him, GB.
I couldn't argue against it either, Ox. Just honestly, I'm actually knackered watching that. I was just waiting for Dundee to get that equaliser, mate. And obviously fair play. We've walked away with the 3 points, but that was.
We were that slow and methodical. I think they were all worried about getting petrol into their supercars, you know.
Definitely, mate. There was a few needing some rockets right up them today because
I'll give you my thoughts and then you can give yours, yeah. And then we'll open the lines. I thought McLaughlin had a steady game, obviously. Penalty kick. I've saw it a couple of times, kind of make my mind up. Gave it. I think we'd be happy. I think the rules state he gets a booking because there was cover. I blame Golson for the incident. I thought Golson and Tav were very, very poor. Very, very poor. Really poor. I thought Balogun and Bassey done okay into the midfield. Aribo over the goal gets him a couple of marks more, maybe a mark more. Glenn Kamara, non-existent. Lundstrom, pass marks for me. Up front, Roof, red, rotten. Hadji in and out the game, which concerns me. Still shows occasional nice touches, but back to being Hadji, I think, today. And then you have Alfie, no service, nice touch for the goal, so that maybe gets him a mark. But overall, tactically, Michael Beale, I'm telling you, give me a phone. It'll be an interesting conversation. 0141 356 1972. If that's tactics, I'm the next Pope. Over to you, GB.
Ox, great summary, mate. I'll give you my opinion. McLaughlin, I think, got us out of jail today. He had a very, very good game for me. Golson, absolutely terrible. Some of his decision making at the back was back to the times of 2019, along with his partner Tav. Again, don't know what he was doing. He was done about 3 or 4 times a day. And then he was screaming at the defence, saying it was the defence's fault. No chance. So, again, don't know where he was coming from. Balogun, like yourself, pass marks. Bassey, the only thing that's unlucky about Bassey is every time he gets a ricochet, it falls for the opposition team. But again, decent enough game for him. Moving up midfield, Glenn Kamara again wasn't talked about much at all throughout the game.
No, non-existent.
Yeah.
I was talking to that wise man again yesterday, and maybe we're going. The trouble is, we seem to be going to the well with all these players. The way they play, they've got to put a lot of energy in constantly, 3 games a week, and I wonder if it's taking its toll for the same players that also play in international football. Just a thought.
Could be Ox, but see, to be honest, like when you're watching that Dundee team today, that it was desire that was getting them through. It was getting the chances. They were fighting. They were trying to win the second balls and all that. Like just total workhorses today. And what I say is, for us, we just weren't. You said that a long time ago, Ox, but during the times they were early days of Gerrard and stuff like that, we were too nice a team. And again, that's all I've seen today. We're too nice. We should have been getting stuck into them. They were absolutely battering us today.
I don't think we have to do that, mate. I think with that team, we have to move the ball quick, accurate, fast, and play at a tempo. And that was slow and lethargic. Anyway, we'll get these throne lines opened. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, just I'm disappointed in the performance, but with a bridge man, he gets the score right again, and we're still sitting top of the league. That's the only positive we can take for watching that tight.
Yep, I mean, I think you get yourself credit as well. I think you kind of summarised a close game with the 1-0 as well, mate. Just what I say is positives today. We got 3 points. Another positive was Lundstrom had a cracking game for me. He was up and down. He got into the box really, really well a couple of times, doing a couple of the Dundee players. Managed the kind of that middle of the park. I felt as though he didn't put a foot wrong. But like I says, I totally agree with you. We up front today, mate. It was just absolutely really, really poor. I think, to be honest, see some of our new signings coming on in the second half. I would honestly give them a wee shot because, like I says, that Bacuna boy, he's got a wee bit about him. But I tell you, they forwards are now just absolutely stinking, mate.
Doesn't work. Morelos and Roof doesn't work.
No.
Morelos is your number 9. Roof is only a number 9, nothing more, and isn't good enough to play anywhere else. I find them very frustrating. But that's just my opinion. But I'll be interested to see what other people think.
See, like the last season, see your that first game against Aberdeen, you had Kent, Alfie, and Hadji, and that was a nice wee balance. But I think I totally agree with you. I think, see, up front now, we're just no balance at all. We've got two guys that are practically the same kind of, I'm not saying the same player, but like Roof, like I says, and Alfie just don't seem to click together. There's passes a day that the two of them were looking at each other going like that, what you doing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll join with Carl. Evening, Carl. How are you doing, Mucker? Sorry we missed you.
That's all right. I'm doing all right. I mean, it was a hard listen. I couldn't get it in the telly, so you're going a bit BBC bias, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine this, a Rangers player get booked for time wasting. How appropriate was that?
I never thought of that. That's a good point. He didn't.
I mean, as a hard listen to BBC, Derek Ferguson, come on, he's only gone against us because his boy didn't get signed. Simple as that.
Well, I obviously didn't hear that commentary, mate, but it's 3 points and we move on. That's
3 points, that's brilliant. We're top of the league. My bet's up. I've got 61 on that. I'm happy. But for what I heard, I'll have to watch BBC the night in the Hawks. You know what I mean? I've got to watch sports and see how it goes. I'm getting double punished for being a blue nose. I was nearly saying a P word.
I'm going to give you a bit of advice, mate. Don't watch it.
All right, I'll watch it at 5 o'clock in the morning when I get up.
What do you think, GP?
Well, I don't honestly. I would avoid. If you're going to watch it, I would have a couple of bevies on you, mate, watching it.
Not 5 in the morning. No Rice Krispies, son.
Well, maybe that game might actually drive you towards strike, mate, because it was an absolutely shocking performance. And like I says, I honestly feel as though we got out of jail today.
I thought we were only on the radio, you know what I mean? But you can't see it yourself. I just thought, they kept saying back to front, middle to front were quite good. But I'd never hear a ball getting put into a player forward. I mean, you're complaining about Ruth, but he's not getting a ball. You're complaining about Hadji, he's not getting a ball. You're complaining about Morelos, he's not getting a ball. Carl, you know what I mean?
Carl, you never seen it. They got enough of the ball and it never stuck, and they gave it away time and time again. If you like, the front 5 or 5 out the front 6. Aribo, who scored an excellent goal, was poor as the game went on. Kamara was pretty non-existent, apart from the odd pass out to Bassi, who was bounding down the wing. And the 3 up front were very poor. GB.
Carl and Ox, like I says, the midfield today just didn't control the game. I can't believe that Dundee were allowed to impose ourselves on us, especially with the talent that we've got. We said that pre-match about it, that we've got enough talent there to control the game. But certainly something needs to be done. And on the point Tav, we were saying about his defensive abilities, see his going forward abilities today. I can't remember a cross. I cannot remember a decent cross he fired in today.
See, I don't know about that. You can only hear it when I'm watching the radio and the telly, if you know what I mean. It is manky having to do that, but that's the way it is if you can't get to a game. But it surely can't be that bad. We're still top of the league. Maybe. You know what I mean? We're still there.
People will say that the league table doesn't lie, but at this moment in time, if I'm being honest, we ain't playing well, Carl.
I know that. I've seen enough games, Ox. You know what I mean? This is the first one I've not seen this season. And you're going like that. Is it them just talking the other team up, or were they that good? I mean, but again, it's their cup final.
They were,
you know what I mean? It's a cup final to them.
They were enthusiastic through any great endeavour. They got the ball in the box, caused us problems because they're quite a big side. They had a couple of half chances in the first half. The mate that used to play for that other team could have scored a couple of goals, and then they gets a penalty kick out of nothing but Golston's doing there. It was like watching. I'm going to say it was like watching 18 months ago. That's what it was like. Maybe the Christmas after
I remember that well.
Come back to Dubai, I think. It was just like watching that. That's all I can say. As the wise man says, arguably the worst performance under Gerrard against a team who likely will be one of the candidates to get relegated, Cal.
Aye. Hey, but don't you think Dubai should be put back on the red list in case we ever think it again?
Oh, mate, I would get them a gulling watching that, but I just think some of them...
I mean, I heard it today, Ox, and you go with that. I'm hoping it's just the commentators. You know what I mean? You actually hope it's just the commentators.
Ox, it is a worry. I mean, it's not so much a worry. I'm getting a bit concerned about how this form is continuing on, mate, because at first you can put it down to maybe it's just the new season jitters and stuff like that, but it's getting to the point today. I mean, I was expecting us to go up and do what Jerry said in his interview. You mean?
We get the goal, mate. What was it, about 11 minutes or something like that?
Aye. Mm-hmm.
11 minutes, that's enough. We'll get a second one. They'll be changing shadows and we'll pick them off. Yeah?
Yep, aye.
Anyway, you'll hear what Aussie Jer's got to say about it, Cal. Aussie, how we doing, bro?
Oh, yeah, all right, mate. Here you go.
Yeah. You stayed up to watch that, did you?
Oh, that was as enjoyable as having a tooth pulled without anaesthetic.
Yeah, I would maybe go further and say it was like having half a dozen tooth pulled, mate. That's how good it was. Yeah, I mean, a couple of bright spots for me were the goalkeeper done everything that was asked for him, and Lundstrom is maybe settled into the team. That's all you can say. The other 9 potentially, Balogun, Bassey done okay. Maribo gets a good goal. Morelos makes a goal. If they don't do that, they contribute nothing. So the other 7, mate, I'm talking 4s and 5s for me. That's how poor they were.
Yeah. Yeah, Lundstrom. He looks like he's getting his fitness. He's making that position his own. But yeah. The only good thing Alfie did was that flick pass that he did to Aribo.
Mm-hmm.
And,
aye, yeah. Spot on. GB.
Ox, I don't know what's happened to the communication, because see last season you could see that we were a team working together, right? And then see today there were certain times where there was a player stoning, waiting for the pass, and the like say, i.e. Roof, it had I think it was Fashion it was on in the second half, right? And Roof just decided, I'm going to take a shot for the halfway line just because I know I can do that. He should be thinking about Fashion and playing him in. I just thought it seems to be a lot of individuals on that part now, and they just want to do whatever they want to do. And yet, last season, it was a total gelness about the team where they communicated together, they worked together. I just don't know. It's very hard to be critical when we get 3 points up there, isn't it? But
the wise man's just did the right pop at me again and said, "What happens about the 3 points? Doesn't matter how we play." Aye, he's right. Mm-hmm. That's on Monday. This is just right after it. I've just had 6 teeth pulled. Aussie Jar.
Oh yeah, Foxy. Yeah, wise words. Yeah. I mean, you could see sometimes players like Goldson turn around and yelling at everyone else, and yet he's the one that's not taking care of what's meant to be doing. I mean, the penalty came from him not clearing the ball, not getting to the ball before it bounced, and then he turns around and
he's pointing at everybody else. I would go as far as to say, as if we'd centre halves there, and centre halves who could come in and play, If Connor, it's getting to the stage where if he doesn't watch, the support could turn against him. All the pointing and all this. We're no silly, Aussie, yeah?
Aye. I mean, that's it. I mean, is it because last season they had no supporters, and they were able to talk to each other clearly, and that's why they're able to communicate? But this season, there's now supporters, and they can't properly communicate to each other, and they're not used to it. But I mean, we're what, 7 games? We're 7 rounds into it in the league, and so they should be able to get into the groove of knowing what to do. And it's like Yellow last week. It's frustrating watching this team again.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, mate. I mean, the two lack of communication, the big lack of communication, GB, with the penalty, with Goldston and the penalty, and in the first half when the boy nipped in and snipped it off John McLaughlin for Connor. I mean, I think I'm not blaming Goldston for that. I think he got a shout for Connor. Connor Goldston got a shout for John McLaughlin. GB.
Aye, Connor Goldston did get the shout, but like I says, Goldston should have made it his own. Ox, like I says, I don't know what he was doing. He allowed the boy to swivel in behind him, and like I says, that wasn't the first time that happened today. And like Ozzy Jer's saying, he was shouting back to the rest of the players as if it was their fault. Tav again done that today as well, as if when the guy was skinning Tav and Tav was shouting at the defence saying there was nobody there to cover him. You're like, well, hold on a minute, you're the one that's picking up the guy. Don't
let him dance round you 3 times as if you're not there. Yeah, the same move, by the way. The same move.
Aye, 3 times. I know. It's just, like I says, I'm sitting watching it going, here we go again. This is the two back to their 2019 form. And this is what happens. See, when they start being lackadaisical like that, they allow these teams to play their game. And when we should be stamping our authority up there, by the way, it's shocking.
The problem is, Carl, when you're playing like that and you're making mistakes, you're making them 30 yards for your own goal, so you're under pressure.
Aye, of course it is. Can I come in with another wee comment? See, last night, Bridge and myself were caught being too negative. Look at the comments that's coming in. Nothing but negative. We're still top of the league, and you're getting negative about... You're not allowed to say anything negative about Rangers till Rangers play bad or something. I've said it for 18 months, about 9 months, 10 months since I started phoning this show. I says, teams are going to watch you and see how you play, and they're going to play to their strengths, not your strengths. Simple as that. We've got to adjust to other teams. No other teams adjust to us. You know?
First and foremost, they're stopping us playing by flooding the midfield.
Exactly.
Aye, and then they're just playing constantly high balls because they know that that's one of our Achilles' heels. GB.
I think it has got to that point, Ox. I mean, you're talking about Michael Beale with his tactics and all the rest of it. I think teams are working us out. They're kind of, they know that. See, even the day they knew that Hadji was going to be our kind of playmaker. They put 2 on him at times the day to shut him down. The only luck was that, like it says, Alfie's beautiful pass that put Aribo in for that goal. But again, like you says, that's when you think we're going to kick on. But we didn't. We ended up allowing Dundee back into the game. I'm not saying we scored, but like I says, we allowed them to play their stuff and impose on us. And I just can't understand it. I just don't know where this has came from, because we're a team that was absolutely flying, and now we're a team as if they don't know each other.
And you can't, the personnel, when you look back at the first maybe dozen games of the season last year, and it's all about players that maybe aren't playing sometimes. Ryan Jack, maybe a big miss. Ryan Kent, yeah, maybe a big miss. And in for him, Ryan Kent, yeah. You know, a fit and in for him, Ryan Kent, and a fit and for him, Ryan Jack, improve their team. But what did you think of the penalty, Ozzy? Was it a penalty for you?
Yes, yeah. It looked like a penalty.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair enough, mate. GB?
100% penalty for me, Ox. Like I says, it took him out. He had to. By the way, I'll give him his due. He had to do that because he was in. And I think, say if it was the other way around, and that happened to us, we'd be screaming. I would be screaming for a red card, mate. I'd be screaming for a red card.
Aye, fair comment, mate. Can't argue with both of you. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hawks.
Yes, mate.
I'm going to go in a minute, but I didn't see the penalty. But then again, it's Bobby Madden. It's always going to be. It doesn't matter. Right. Good night, all. Talk to you on Monday, hopefully. Bye-bye. All the best for the weekend, lads. And we're still tapping the league. Flying high. Bye.
He's right, but it's hard to be positive after watching that, GB.
As Ox. But again, probably another positive we can take for it is if we're playing this bad now and we're top of the league, then what we got to be like when we're actually on top.
The trouble is, we've been saying that for maybe 6 weeks now.
I know.
There's one thing, we never expelled any energy for Thursday then, so everybody should be fresh for Thursday.
Well, the manager asked that he was wanting us to run hard today. I didn't see any running hard going on at all today.
No tempo, no nothing, no response, slow, short with the passes. I don't know if this is another thing that teams are doing. The grass is slightly long, so that our plays slow down a bit. I don't know. Maybe I've been a bit paranoid. I don't know.
But there was times today though that Tav was trying to took a touch and the ball was going under his feet and all that, and he was like, so that's just no concentration. I don't understand where the lack of communications went to in the team, because like there was times Roof put the ball through for Alfredo and Alfredo was coming short and Roof was playing it long. You're just
they're no a pair, mate.
No, it can't go in. No, definitely not.
They're no a pair. Ozzy, sum it up, mate. Sum it up. Give us your thoughts. Don't hold back.
I mean, we're not even. I feel like we're not even 10% of what we were last season, and that to me it's a worry. But as Carl said, we're still top of the league, so it's hard to get. It's hard to get upset with the team. They're playing, kick, but they're still top of the league.
Aye. We are, and we're due to perform. We're due to get better. But going back to Big Bassy, really enthusiastic, makes you smile. Lacks a bit of quality. Still looks very raw with his positioning. Always trying to go forward, and first and foremost, he's a left back. Thoughts, GB?
What I say is, I felt he did have a decent game today, but I did notice the day when he was going forward, he struggles to take on a man. Like what I mean with that is like when it's like 1-on-1 and he's trying to get past him, he always goes back the way and stuff like that. And I understand he's wanting to safeguard the possession and stuff like that. But enthusiastic and stuff. But we definitely need to get back into that way that we were running down the wings and putting beautiful crosses in and creating the chances.
We weren't a team that really put that many crosses in apart for the fullbacks. We played with tempo and speed, and we took pulled teams higher. Like that. Well, here's a guy joined us who's always really positive, so it'll be interesting what his take on it is. Albert, evening Albert.
Evening, lads. By the way, that was a crime. That was a crime against football that today, wasn't it? That's terrible.
Was somebody standing at the gates as you getting everybody their money back, shouldn't they?
Oh, they should be, mate, man. I couldn't sit myself. I had to phone in and get company tonight, man. That scared me. I'm sitting here shivering and shaking. Aye, really, mate. I mean, that was tragic. I mean, I can't even know. I don't even know where to start with it. But Golston and Tavernier, I mean, come on. What are they two about? What's happening with they two? They've just completely dropped about 60% of their performance for last year. And the year before, I suppose, but I don't know what's happened to they two. But Golson might be his contract. I don't know, but there's no excuse for Tavernier. I mean, that guy laced him all day long. All day long, he laced him. I'm saying to myself, you're not learning nothing here, Tavernier. Why are you not learning? And it's an easy thing to stop. No, I mean, one of the things is you don't jump in. He just kept jumping in. The guy just kept lacing him. And you're saying, you're a clown, Tav. What is it you're trying to do? But hey ho. But you're right with Roof. Roof was stinking. I mean, the whole forward line was stinking. Let's be honest about it.
Listen, the only thing I can say about Tav there, right? Seeing the position in the pitch, he's trying to steal the ball and go forward. But in that position in the pitch, his first thought should be to defend. Because if he goes by you, they're right in the goal. Anyway, this should also be good. We've been joined by Big Al. How we doing, big man?
Put me to sleep. I'll be honest with you. About 20 minutes into the game, I've just woke up there. I know your dulcet tones.
You're a lucky one. Oh, Ben, he's a lucky one if you had a kip, innit?
I know. You're lucky you fell asleep, by the way. I wish I fell asleep.
I know, that's aye. Look, I think... what can I say? Look, we're still top of the league. That's a big positive. But come on, guys, they need to pull their socks up a bit. I think we have went to the well too much. And then I've been reading this week a few ex-players saying we bought fill-ins. None of these marquee signings. I think the guys are right. We've not bought anybody that can transform a game yet. I don't know if that Bakuna is one of the players. I think we've done things on the cheap and we went to the well just asking for too much. They guys peaked last season, I think.
They needed it on. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've not been overly struck with Lundstrom, but he was by far one of our better players today, mate.
But he's not been playing great, has he? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He's been a slow burner, but hopefully this is him going to become consistently in the team, yeah.
But is he one of the players that's going to grab it? I didn't see it. I was hoping he was one of the players who was going to grab the game.
If he's left that shot come in for the pass for Connor Goldson, if that goes in, obviously the pressure's off as we start playing this different game.
I'll probably not be the most popular guy on here, but everybody praised the manager last season as well.
He's due criticism, Al.
I think he's overdue criticism. Constructive, obviously, but he is the manager, and he's not getting these players are not performing. He must be frustrated, but
I've done everything I could, Al. I've told Michael Beale to give me a phone.
Aye. Well, he's obviously not listening, is he?
Aye.
As well. We can say what we want, but at the end of the day, they're the guys that will end up leaving before any of the players. So the manager better have a good look at himself. They better start getting these guys to perform, or he'll not be about for much longer, I don't think. Because if we get a couple of defeats and we're playing like this, and we're not top of the league, well, God help him, so. It's really frustrating, man. Really frustrating.
That wasn't a game where the opposition team was man of the match, GB, and they go up the park and get a penalty in the first time they're out of the park. That was a game where, I don't know how you would describe it.
It was a game that us full of mistakes, Ox, and no getting up the park, always losing the ball with poor passing, creating problems that we don't need a lot of the time as well. Like I says, Big Bassy.
That's a good shout there. Actually, I think that's been the whole thing all season. GB, creating air problems.
Like I says, Big Bassy's a great big guy, and he tries his heart out and stuff like that. But a lot of times, when he's trying to whip that ball away and it's ricocheting, it's always ricocheting back half and falling for the opposition players and all that. I mean, and it's just so frustrating. And then, like he says, Golson's dilly-dallying at the back, and that just, again, these guys know this. These guys that know that Golson's got that in his game, so they challenge him on it, and then the next minute he allows them in. And I get it, Golson's not wanting to half the guy in two to stop him from getting away from him, but he's created a problem when he should have. See, when the ball was coming right at the top, he should be like, hold on a minute, I'm owning this, I'm taking control of it and getting it away, rather than he's trying to bring it down. He's trying to pass it back to either McLaughlin or Tav and then start the whole process again. It's just so frustrating that we're back to that way.
GB, you said they've regressed Tavernier and Golson to what they were like about 18 months ago. Do you think Golson's regressed into his Beckenbauer? Is that what he's trying to be like?
I think there's a bit they've came into this season thinking there's a bit of a swagger about them, and I think they really need to start realising that last season's away now. That's done and dusted, and we really need to get the form back together, because like I say, it's going to start coming into the winter. There's got to be a lot of tough games away and stuff like that, and like I say, we've not really played the top teams in the league yet, and like I say, I do fear for us, because although we won 1-0 and we've got 3 points today, the form's no the return.
If you're looking at performances in form, our form's all right because we're top of the league. Albeit it's the performances, it's disappointing.
It is the performances, but before the performances, we need to get the fighting right, because they just outfought us today. Let's be honest about it. And it's not the first time a team's outfought us this season, and Malmo done it as well. They just outfought us, absolutely, and that's the problem I've got with it. I've said right at the beginning of the season the attitude wasn't right, and now they're slipping into this. That's all right, we get away with it, even if our attitude's wrong. Well, you're not going to get away with it for much longer. I'm telling you that right now. You're not winning a league playing like this, by the way, and you need to get that into their heads. You're not winning a league playing like this, because eventually these shots are going to start going in. These penalties are not going to be saved. And let's be honest, their keeper today, that Dundee are crap. Let's be honest, they're crap. They fought us, but they're crap. But our keeper was a busier keeper. Let's be honest about that as well. McLaughlin had more saves than their keeper.
Correct. I can't argue with a word of that. And I also take on board. What Big Al says. We've got to look. If they're going out with a plan and they're going out to play at a tempo, and it ain't happening, the management team have got to take some responsibility. The whole management team, obviously, the manager carries he can, but the whole team, you can't just give them praise when they play well, Big Al, and no criticise when they don't.
No, of course he's got to take the blame. I can see his frustration as well, but at the same time, he's the leader. He has to make sure the guys, their attitudes change. If their attitudes are changing for whatever reason, well, somebody's got to fall on their sword. I'm afraid, Mr. Gerrard, it'll be you. There's nobody bigger than Glasgow Rangers. I want performances. I really want performances, because I've said these before, for the Tranmere game.
I don't think we're anywhere near that, Al, but he's got to turn it around. Yeah, he's got to turn the performances around. We can't.
Well, when do we get near that? When we're sitting second in the league and we're not vote perform? I'm not being.
No, I don't think we're near that.
That's right, Al. That's when it will be, because you don't expect somebody to sit and tap a league in the group stages of Europe and the semi-final of the cup. You can't expect them to get sacked for that. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying that.
But eventually, I mean, all managers are under pressure. It's a result of the ribbon game, as the old cliche goes. We all know that. But at the end of the day, at the moment in my eyes, it's no end today with football-wise. It's just fight. You need to fight these teams, and you need to get in your head. We're a bigger target this year than we were last year. But they've not realised that yet. And
I slightly disagree with you, Albert, and I'll tell you why. And I get your point, and again, there's touch of the games list. Yeah, but there's no excuse for how slow we pass the ball. There's no excuse for us misplaced passes. And there's no excuse for the tempo we're playing at. Yeah.
I'll tell you, but on that one, Ox, Gox and Tavernier, Kamara are the three that slow the game down. They slow the game right down. What's Tavernier going to take a corner kick? He can't walk any slower to go and take a corner kick. I'm going, what, do you not want to get there, son? Or you want a taxi to take you there or something? Kamara's always got to dwell on the ball to show everybody how good a player, because he's reading his own press now. That's what's up with that boy. He needs a good boot up the Ronson. And big Soapy head at the back's back to his usual big trumpet Soapy head way.
You're big, mate.
It's only a matter of time before his true character come back out, mate, and it's back out now. And you can't say I'm wrong here. I've told you about him. He's got these mistakes. He's always had the mistakes in him. But last year, he eradicated all that. He actually concentrated what he's supposed to be doing and done it well. And you go, no, that's fine. I'm happy with that. This year, he's right back into the big Soapy-headed dozy. I'll just stroll about. And I mean, he got caught in the ball twice last week as well. No pressure whatsoever against Livingston, and he gets caught in possession again. I've seen it again. I'm going, there you're at it again. I said, you're going to get caught the other day, as GV said the other day, that ball comes over for their penalty. That ball comes up, and Golson should have went in and won that ball. If he can't win the ball, he takes that ball out. Because if he doesn't take that ball out, he's right through in the goal, and that's what happened. He's right through in the goal, and I'm going, you're a clown, Golson, an absolute clown. He should have took the ball out, and that's the end of it. All right, he takes the booking, but that's what you do to win games. You snuff out danger, you see danger, and you deal with it. You don't stand there and go, I'll just stand back and let him go through. Why? Why are you letting him go through? You're a defender. You have to stop him going through. Watch what they're doing to our forwards up at the other end. They're halving them in two to stop them getting through. But us, we've got the welcome mat out. On you go, carry on, right through. Goals over there, mate. The guy in the white, he's the goalkeeper. Carry on doing to him, mate. Have a shot, a free shot. Big McLaughlin saved it.
Right. I've got my button Monday. You Campton.
Well, that's it. I've got a bit off my chest now. No, she'll get the rest of it later on when I get off here.
I'm sure. I wouldn't mind being a witness to that. Trust me, Big Al, there's only one winner, and it ain't him.
No, it's not going to be me. No, it's no chance.
She's obviously she's working. She's not listening to the show.
But what he says is correct, because Golson will be there next week, probably making the same mistakes and getting the same level of performance. When does that change? I know we're struggling for centre half.
Struggling for centre halves. I mean,
aye. So that could be put down to the management team as well, in regards to letting one of our better centre halves go out on loan, Cartage, and keeping Simpson there. It's difficult, but we can't see one of the manager's favourite players who he trusts, but has a level of performance this year that's well below par. That's a problem.
Listen, I gave my thoughts. I don't know if you heard Albert what I thought on the individual performances.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, I agree. See what you said at the beginning of the show. I actually totally agree with every point you made on it. I mean, you can't add to that, because what you said is fact. No, I mean, but the trouble I've got is you've got a midfield there, and you've Lundstrom's the only midfield player in there. Kamara, as you said, is anonymous, and Bigger Ebo, he isn't a midfield player. I don't care what you say, he's not a midfield player. He just isn't. So he's in there himself. Then you've got the forwards, and I've never seen forwards actually. They're never on the half turn of forwards. They're always they tell you at professional football, never let a defender see your number. If he sees your number, he's in control. Our forwards, their defenders always see the number. We're never on the half turn. We're always taking the ball square on, and they're flying right into the back. It's always, every one of them. It's not just one or two, it's every one of them. So you're looking at Gillen saying, what are you saying to them? Sorry, mate, carry on.
Albert, you've just made a point that I was just going to go into, is our forwards done more defending than attacking today. Like, the amount of times that they were having to go and chase down a Dundee guy to get the ball back and all that, Kieran, our guys shouldn't be doing that. Our guys should be up there waiting for a pass or whatever. I don't know why they were so deep. I mean, half the time, I think Roof was playing in Alribo's position in the middle of midfield today. And then, like I says, what's annoying me as well is the team now seem to think they can do what they want. Like, the manager's giving them instructions to go out, and yet half of them are in there now. Just they're not talking to each other. Like I says, Ruth today went and just took a shot for halfway line when there's players running about him that run in. Being
actually running around goal, mate. He's actually running around goal.
There's people being totally selfish in the team, and that's just not the team that I seen last season. The team I seen last season, like you say, communicated really well with each other.
All right, mate. All right. Big Al, Roof, I don't want to pick on Roof. I thought he was poor today, but I'm not happy with that diving down in I don't know if you've seen it, mate, in the second half. I don't know if you've seen it in the corner. Did you see it, Albert?
He just threw himself down.
I'm not happy with that.
I'm not happy with that.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that. So,
you're right, mate. You're right.
Yeah, Aussie.
But Roof's not played well all season, has he?
He's a finisher, mate. That's what he is. He's a number 9.
But then, to me, then it comes back to the manager. He's signing players and not playing them in the right position. Then I think he's mentioned it during the week.
He's the best we could get. You know, Aussie.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it. I mean, that's just not how we should be playing football. And that's, yeah. I was like, oh, what are you doing? Get up.
Aye.
It's embarrassing.
Aye, because we criticised that guy for Leon doing it, so yeah.
Oh, so you can't then support it. No, I mean, you've got to stick to your guns and say we don't like it in any player, whether it's your player or any other player. You're right, man. You're right. But hey, by the way, we got the result.
Unless he gets awarded the free kick, you know what I mean? He doesn't mind it. I mean, he gets a penalty or something for it. He doesn't mind it then, but just to blatantly fall.
And Andy Walker's play, he won a free kick, he won a penalty, won a free kick. I call it cheating personally, but there you go. It seems to be acceptable in modern football.
Yes. But you can run the panel and start with Albert, then Al, and then Scott, then GB. You can run the panel. We're top of the league. Through to the semi-final of the Cup, which is better than last year, and we're in Europe again, qualified for the group stages. But we ain't playing well, so what are we going to do to turn this around? That's the question on form or on performances, Albert.
A few home truths need to be spoken in the dressing room. And I don't mean between the players, I mean between the management and the players. A few home truths need to be spelled out of them. It really does, mate. Don't get me wrong, I keep saying I don't bother performances, it's results, and I still stick to that. But you're not going to get away with the performances. You're not getting away with them all season like that. I'm saying that because I'm thinking we're going to get better, and there's going to be games like that, and then good games, bad games. No, that you're going to go through it, but it just seems to be getting steadily worse now. I mean, that was tragic today. That really was tragic. So I think it's time for the management to speak to this group of players and say, look, I don't know what he's going through your heads, by the way, but something is no right with you, and you're not trying the right things. And he says the day before that game, I'm looking for running. GB said it, running. I never seen any running. I don't think any seen any running. I'm going, all the effort came from Dundee. I've seen plenty of effort for them.
Aye, and if we close them down, make them force them into errors, we play at a tempo with throw-ins, etc. Big Al, it's a different game, but we never. So how do we turn that around, Big Al? Then Scott.
First thing I'd start doing is playing players in the position that they prefer to play in. Hadji mentioned it during the week there. He prefers playing a certain position, but we play him in another position. We play Roof out wide, or we get the players into the positions that they prefer to play in, and then shake it up a wee bit. And run, score goals.
Simple game. Aussie?
I mean, like Al says, the players need to be playing in their rightful position and staying in those positions, not constantly swapping, going into like our wingers going into the middle of the field. Stay out in the wing. That's your position. But I mean, if we play like this like we did tonight on Thursday night,
no, but no one. No, if we play that,
we'll get our asses kicked.
Yeah, I didn't even think Scott Wright was great when he came on. I mean, I thought he looked as a daisy when you've got a chance to come on and influence the game. One run he done, Sakala, really enthusiastic, but ran offside like a schoolboy, but somebody needs to get a hold of him in training. So the last word of the evening, GB.
Well, Ox, thanks for having us on today, mate. A bit of a lacklustre performance today, but like you says, we're 3 points, top of the league. What can we complain about, mate? On to the next game.
Yeah. Thanks to Cal. Thanks to Albert. Always great to hear from Big Al in Australia and Scott in Australia. Thanks to GB for joining us. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We'll be back Monday night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. We'll be joined by the one and only Port Bear. Take it away, Old School Blue.
I've sailed the wide Atlantic, rode the broad Pacific shore. I've sailed around the stormy capes, I've heard the parties roar. I fly the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea. Well, there's a sea back home in Scotland, means more than all the rest to me. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of our brow. It's the
greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of Ibrox. And it happens when the orange beat the green. No more I'll sail the seven seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again. I'm back where I belong. At 3 o'clock each Saturday, I'll join a happy throng with Rangers banners all around. We'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of Ibrox. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of Ibrox. And it happens when the orange beat the green. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of Ibrox. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, it's the blue sea of Ibrox. And it has